Welcome everyone to a special video for the channel. Today we'll be talking with Joe, lead developer on Second Front, the upcoming tactical World War II game published by MicroProse. Joe graciously allowed me to join him for a look at his game. I think he may have been a little shy about speaking in English, although I think he did great. A special thanks to Joe and MicroProse for giving me this opportunity, and without further ado, let's begin. Welcome, Joe. Thank you for letting me snoop on your game session. And would you like to explain to the folks what you'll have for us today?
Hello and thank you for having me. I'm showing my game. I want to show one scenario which is chosen to demonstrate basic mechanics, and we cannot show the whole scenario, it's too long, but the first couple of turns, and there we can see some actions.
That's great. I want to say, sorry to interrupt, but I want to say right away, I mean, we're seeing the game itself, and all the art I've seen from this game, it has a very unique style, I want to say first and foremost, but it's gorgeous. Who is doing your art? How do you get such good art?
Yeah, it's my graphics artist. We two work full time. He is doing the graphics, and I'm the coder. And yeah, I try to lead him in the right direction for the graphics. But yes, he has a good experience with graphics.
So is there more people on the project besides you and the graphical designer?
Yeah, we have some helps. My wife, who is doing sound and helps on promo graphics, and then we have Tim Hunsdorfer on board, who is helping me on game rules. He's the master of weapons, and then we have Firman, who is a professional cartographer, and he is helping with servers and a lot of stuff and testing. And Daza in New Zealand is testing, and Zach Blood is helping on testing. So yeah, the team is, but full time and every day. That's only we two, me and the graphics guy.
Wow. Okay, so it sounds like a sizable team. And what are you going to show us here today? This is Borisov Train Station.
Yeah, it's the first part of a continuous campaign where we show some Panzergrenadier Regiment of the 5th Panzer Division is fighting at the station of the city and approaching the city, while some Russians are defending. We have some tanks and a lot of troops. And yeah, I started simply, so.
Yeah, very good. Let's jump in. So this is not my first look at the game because you also have a channel, Second Front, I think it's called, on YouTube. And you've been posting videos there for quite some time, right?
Yeah, I like to show the progress. And then, yeah, I tend to put these progress videos in there and try to find reactions by people watching that with as we have some very unusual mechanics, also fasten seatbelts. That is not that game you have seen before. That is maybe very what is the right word? Self-promoting thing, but really, you will see. And it is dangerous and difficult. So I'm starting here.
Yeah, I know that when the developer says it's difficult, that's usually an indicator.
Yeah. So here we have our game map, and usually we have only these UI or elements here on top. So it's a little bit descriptions and so. And there's when nothing is selected, no unit is selected, then we see on the map in these darker colors, that are the areas we can't see, and the brighter areas we can see.
Yeah.
So, and when we select one unit, then we see what that unit is seeing.
I see. So the scale of this game is this is properly described as tactical, right? What's like the size of these units we're looking at?
That is single units or like a single tank, or then we have squads and half squads along with single leaders and weapons like machine guns and flamethrowers and such things, and single guns with crews.
So now we've entered into the scenario. What's the first thing that we're going to see you do here? And just to set up the context, I'm able to watch you play this. Thankfully, I'm not the one playing because the scenario would be over very quickly. I would just get all my troops broken. So thankfully, you're playing, but I'll probably ask questions and see if I can direct you in the wrong way as much as possible.
Also the scenario is about getting to this victory point, and here we have a number of victory points in here in this building, and it will count down every turn we don't capture that building by 10. So we have 25 turns to capture that building. When we have captured it in turn 20, then we have 50 victory points at the end. So we have to be not fast, but we have to get there. And we have, although there must be some, it is not much time pressure, but a little bit.
Well, why don't you talk us through a few of the first movements you're going to make here, and maybe just tell us why you're making them.
Yeah, the first movement is maybe. Also we are in the fire and movement phase, and the first movement is firing on here.
So this is an enemy in a building?
Yeah, there's an enemy in the building, and
it's either a really slow bullet or it's a mortar, right?
It's a mortar, yeah. It's a mortar. And it's we fire over there, and should strange. Yeah, and break that guy. So for that, it's our opening move, and then we can move some infantry on the left side. But I maybe tell a bit in short about the overall situation. So we have reinforcements via these arrows. Here we have some more infantry in the center and some infantry on the right side with tank support. So our problem is that we have to move our left side infantry over these bridges into the town to fight there, while on the right side there are our tanks. So we are a little bit unbalanced at start from setup. So yeah, we have to fight. For that, one of the first moves is to trigger some machine gun fire over here by moving this reconnaissance vehicle. It's a Panzerspähwagen, the late version, and so try to move there. Hope that will.
Okay, so is this basically the XCOM equivalent of like sprinting your troop, your recon troop?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. You try to trigger the fire. Some of the machine guns have reloaded, so it's not so much trigger. We luckily came out of view here and are now in a position where we can where the enemy tanks will not kill us, because the gun of this small armored car is not big enough to damage this T-34-85.
Okay, so you've already shown a couple of vehicles here. Do you know off the top of your head how many vehicles are in the game, or how deep the vehicle depth goes?
We have about 220 vehicles and guns, and they are very individual. They have special values or capabilities. Maybe we can see this with this Panther here. Let me move it a little bit. So a vehicle has always a direction, and on moving it is turning these directions, and this direction turns costs movement points.
I see. And is that I'm looking at where your mouse cursor is. There's like three icons to the right of it and a number.
Yeah, the number is movement points left when I'm reaching this position.
Okay.
I will close the hatch, then I cannot use the street, and I think we can. And I want to stop the tank. Also the vehicles are either in motion, moving, or we show this with the smoke. And when it's moving, or it is stopped. So when you want to fire, it is absolutely necessary to be stopped. So here I cannot stop, but here I can.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So it just takes one action point at the very end to stop, and that's how you stabilize yourself
Very right.
for
Yes,
firing.
yes. Starting and stopping cost kind of action point.
Well, there's our old friends in the house. Are those troops already broken?
Yeah, it is broken. Yeah,
Hmm.
somehow cannot catch him. Yeah, so we have here this in this tank. Now it is stopped. The hatch is closed, so it cannot use the anti-AMG. It has a turret machine gun and a bow machine gun, and the turret machine gun points in the direction of the turret. The turret can be turned. Can go here, turn the turret.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So we're looking top over now.
Yeah, it's also here in this situation I cannot scroll, but in spacebar I can switch back and forth. So
Okay.
and can
Neat.
use that here. The first infantry is broken, and the tank is in a good position, and so we try now here to move some more units to the front, and finally we want to have machine guns and units in this building here. It is a two-level building, and from there we want to fire over the place, over the street. So,
Let me ask you: are buildings destructible in this? Can you blow up buildings?
yeah, it's possible to damage buildings, so they become kind of ruin, but they will not be totally destructed like that. Here this looks like this when a building is
I see.
destructed, but it will not collapse in a way that is totally out of, also that it's flat or something.
Okay.
Yes, and maybe
So while you keep moving here, I know that we're playing here as the Germans and we're fighting against the Russians. So that's two nations. What's the scope of the different nations that we can play as? And maybe also you can mention something about the time frame. Is this so? Obviously, this is World War II, but this is 1944. This particular scenario is that the only year available? What's the
Yeah, we have time frames from 39 to 45, and the nations we now have is Russian, Americans, and Germans. And later we will add more nations, more features, Pacific Desert or
Okay.
something.
And can you talk? Is there any difference between the different nations,
Oh
or do they
yeah,
mostly play the same?
they are very different. Yes, but it's they the troops are very different. They have not different capabilities, but their moral and firepower and ranges and such things are very different, and that leads to a different play style when uh, fighting with Russians. Then you need more of them, and Americans
Good
they have
save. Good save.
enormous firepower.
No, that's what I heard actually. So there's some kind of joke. I don't know if it's a real comment from a German soldier, but some German soldier allegedly has said that fighting the Americans is what it feels like to fight a rich nation because you pop up your head and there's like 4,000 bullets coming at you, and if you
Yes,
don't move in another 10 minutes, there's going to be 4,000 artillery rounds coming at you
yes,
because they
yes,
just don't care about ammunition.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
also that is right. Also, that is the American style. Yes. So they
Okay,
have
very good.
yeah, it's reflected. Yes, their firepower is enormous, and but they tend to yeah mm, break more often. At least when it's not the elite troops or the para.
Hmm. So you
Um,
moved up these roads. Now you mentioned that this is the move and fire phase, which is what I see on the top right.
yeah.
What are the different phases? Is this like is your turn done at this point, or
No,
what
it's
else do you have?
I have moved all the troops to more frontal position now, so I can fire a bit. Also I have to move and fire, or I fire. But when I fire at start, like here, then I cannot move anymore. And also so you always move and fire, and then it comes to the next phase. So some of the Russians have fired, and when I go to the fire phase, then all of the Russians which still have can fire, also have not exhausted their fire, then they fire now. That's just fair, so, because also they fire when you on your move, but so then now the rest of them fire. So now I switch to the next phase, the Russian fire phase. Oh,
Oh, oh my!
yes, we
And
lost.
where was that shot fired from? I didn't see it. Do we
Yeah, that
know?
is we have hidden guns, and it is not said that they show up when they fire. That's so we don't know where the shot is coming from.
Okay, well that's pretty neat, but in this case, also, I mean, it does
Yeah, not
it
planned.
is unfortunate.
Yeah, that's yeah, the things that can happen. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So we now after the fire of the Russians, we have a route phase where we saw this guy routing backwards,
Mhm.
and now we come to the advanced phase, which is somehow important. And in this phase, we have to move the infantry by one hex, and on that is not cannot be fired on. And also on this special move, the infantry can come into the enemy hex and fight close combat with the enemy or the enemy tanks and so on. And the important part is this cannot be fired on. So you can approach a firing position and then advance into that firing position. So that is yeah needs a little bit planning. So often.
Hmm.
No. Tja, the Panther.
Yeah, it's really sad. I was actually really looking forward to seeing that Panther used, and now you've gone and killed it.
Yeah, we have we have two other tanks, and
I see the Russians are moving their tank up to the north. Now, I want to run and hide.
sorry.
So, what's your plan for dealing with this tank?
Tja, also sending another tank.
Okay, good. That sounds like a wise choice. But you don't
Yeah,
have enough. Where's your other tank? You
yeah,
mean the
they
off-map
come
reinforcements?
they come
Okay.
in the next turn, so
Okay, very good. It
no problem on that.
says turn 3. Isn't that 2 more turns?
Um, yeah, it's
I'm sure you'll make it.
yeah, it is. It will come in a second turn. We have here
Oh, okay. I
some
see.
in the
Good.
second, but they have to develop, and they come in with half movement points. So
Oh,
yes,
okay.
so it's a little bit problem here. Also here we have some broken, and our leader is nearby. And yeah, but now it's the Russian has moved. We have fired on them, and now it's our fire, so we can fire a little bit there. But this 20 millimeter versus I can smoke him.
Now, I'm looking at these percentages here. I see aiming percentage,
Yeah.
to kill percentage. Can you explain a little bit about what I'm seeing here? We talk about
Yes,
this. Yeah.
that is a two-step process. So you have to hit, also you have to hit the target, and then there's an effect. Uh, and the effect is, in this case, dependent on the cover of the terrain, also the stone building. And we here see the target is a sniper in that stone building. And when computing these two chances, then we result in 16% at the end, what is not very much. But that's mostly by the stone building.
I see.
We can fire on that, and the mortar luckily reloads. It's high 50% chance of reload. Now we have the same shot again, but we have fired once on that building, so the chances are risen by finally 16 to now 20%, and we can fire again. It reloads again, and now we have two of that, so we coming up. But the
Okay. Yeah.
chance of killing is pretty low because of the stone building.
I
So,
see.
and on the third, oh wow,
Oh, you had a malfunction.
yeah, yeah, firing is not always a good idea. So the malfunction results in repairs at the end of the turn. And repairs can come out with, yeah, it's okay, or no, it's totally damaged, or you continue repairing. So it's unknown. So we have to wait what the outcome is. Is it no mortar, no panther? Yeah. Okay, that is a fire phase. I have not much more here. Maybe I can fire
You did show
that.
off this hero. What can you explain a little bit about that or leader? I think they both are in the game, but
This one?
these are yeah. So we
Okay,
have
yeah.
Major
Kühlschrank.
Kunschwank. Okay, yeah, you better than me.
That is Tim is American, and that is his joke. He wants to have that. Yeah, Major Kühlschrank. So he has a two-star leader. What influence the shot over there by his two stars. So,
Oh yeah, I see that.
so we can only fire the machine gun. The others are too far away, and it's only a light machine gun. And he brings it up to 17% by, yeah. Also without him, there's less chance. sadly we have no other target for to show that, but maybe come also reload in that. But in this small guns we don't have this I have fired on option or influence. So here we again have this 3 protection by the stone building, but two of these boxes are cancelled out by the stars. This leader is very powerful.
I see.
It's one of the best weapons. It's maybe sometimes that is worth more than a panther.
What about the ammunition? Do individual units track their ammunition? Do you have to worry about,
No,
rearming or anything like that?
no. That is no. This we don't have. We don't have any this bullet counting as in other games.
Okay.
We have a lot of chances or probabilities that, but there's not much bullet counting. Also
Okay, that's good.
beside of modifiers or how many troops or something like that. So I complete the fire phase. So now our troops running away. And now the advance phase of the Russians, which will come closer. We still don't know where this gun is.
Yeah, that's
Or
right.
there are, in the scenario setup, there are some random places where you can say, oh, it could be here or there per gun. So that even when playtesting this again, then you don't know what happens.
Mm.
Now it comes to our movement phase again in turn 2, and we have
Another
new.
tank. All
Yeah,
right. So we
yeah.
can get another
To
tank killed.
get at the same point. Yeah. So I could try move here. Yeah.
I really want to see some tank versus tank action. So if at all possible, don't kill all of our tanks. I would really like to see that.
I will move this more artillery kind of tank over here to have this long approach there. Also,
Okay, I saw this Panzer 3A. I have to say this doesn't look like a
yeah.
Panzer 3. What is this?
It's elephant. It's a Panther 3-4. It's basically some kind of weak armored 150 millimeter more artillery like unit. It is here used in a tactical battle, but it is more yeah.
I mean, I guess this just shows the scope of the different vehicles that are available to somebody who's going to play this. You guys have even modeled this elephant, which I haven't seen this one very often. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the crazy German designs. Over complicate.
Yeah.
So we fire HE grenade in that building. Should have worked that out along this long approach to switch off this machine gun. And also this big gun has no reload, but it has a smoke and yes, it is a big target. Target size is important. All vehicles and guns have a target size. So here
I see.
very carefully. I don't know what will happen, so I better leave the truck over there. Then here we wanted to move to this building, and
Is that a sniper icon I see there as well?
yeah, he's
Oh, very good.
firing alone. He cannot combine his fire with the others. He is not able to transport or to carry machine guns or use them. Kind of a little bit arrogant guy. And So we have new troops here. Move them in. And yeah. So now for our major Kühlschrank has two options: to stay or to back up and go to this broken guy to rally him. So I will do that for demonstration.
Okay, good. Maybe you can also just mention a little bit about the morale. So, what's the main way you lose troops? Is it just by being obliterated? Is it by people running off the battlefield? How does morale impact
Mm,
the landscape of the
yeah,
battlefield?
so when you have effect with weapons, and the most time the effects are not direct kills, also where you have a KIA, also where they are annihilated. Most time they break and then run away. And when on doing that, they will surrender when you surround them and when you're adjacent to them, and that kills them. So most time you yeah, you capture them, or that is not really capture, but they surrender, and when you get close to them and they are broken. So yeah. And to prevent this, and I cannot use this troop. This one is broken, this one is green, and
Mhm.
and to to make him fight, capable of fighting, and to unbreak or to rally, they have to move him over
Mhm.
there,
I see.
and then at the end of the turn, he will try to rally this guy. Uh, then on this side, we face here the these Russians in the uh, first level. When I mouse over there, then we see that where they can fire, and uh, to approach them with these three is a bit difficult, but we can try. So going over here directly is too dangerous.
Some might say suicidal. Yes.
Yeah, that is suicide. That they see you, you are in the open, you are moving, and that kills you.
Okay.
And
And there's three different options there. I see. It looks like the top one, red, looks like it's a. This must
yeah,
be like run, walk, and crawl.
yes, it's run, walk, and crawl, right?
Okay.
On running, I have 2 movement points more, but I have the options to shoot is less good. But
Hmm.
yeah, um, I could try this. So maybe, mm,
Okay, they missed.
yeah,
Oh, you're in.
that is good. So he has all fired, and now he has 2 fires, and he fired the second one. So now I can move over there.
Oh wow. Okay, cool. Yeah,
And
this does remind me a lot of XCOM, where you would just use up people's reaction fire and then go right next to them with a shotgun and blast them.
yeah, yes, exactly. So I triggered his second fire, and then I am free to move in. It gets difficult when he has reloading machine gun or when there are other troops, but yes.
Yeah.
Um, Now I'm in there, and I shoot upwards the staircase, and, and oh yeah, that's breaking in. Also this broken guy cannot move away, and the other one is pinned, and we will close combat him.
I see. And that's actually one of their leaders.
Yes,
I saw.
yes, one of their good leaders. Yes. So by risking with this one and not total risk like on this spot here, also where he would be killed, but so calculated risk, that is good. Um, Yeah, here we have Panzerschreck. So maybe we can bring that into game later. So for the infantry to fight versus tanks, which has closed hatch, you need something, yeah, tank buster, bazooka thing. Yeah, then also moving here outside, that is way too dangerous. Yeah, so the approach to let's move forward and creeping. Creeping is better on that.
Oh, it's still getting shot at, but yeah, I imagine not very easy to hit.
Yeah. Also the creeping is more secure. There's one of these green boxes for the enemy less on that. Yeah, I think that is move in fire phase on that side. Maybe we can move him a bit forward. So here I'm now in advanced phase. I will come into the build. Ah, there's a gun. Ooh, hey.
Okay. Well, at least you got the guy on the right. Look at we got to take small victories where we can find them.
Yeah, also they have uh, broken the other guys, and so sadly no close combat in there. They are they are killed. So I move them forward. Uh, Here. So now we go in there. So it's a little bit work for the advanced phase always, but it's not much. Yeah, so it's,
I have to say that I really loved XCOM. This has given me a lot of XCOM feels. So
yeah,
I don't know why nobody has ever attempted before, or maybe they have and I wasn't aware of it, but like a World War II version of XCOM.
yeah,
But
mm,
I also didn't mention this. The map is gorgeous. I really like the color palette, everything. It's like the artwork in this game is I would say first of all it's unique, but it's really beautiful.
yeah, it is functional. Also we really need to know where is what. We have not the option to make such a mess of unclear terrain. We have to be very clear. So every terrain is very unique, and then you need to know, is that in my view or not? And that's the reason for these colorful hills. It is just practical. So by the color you can see how high the hill is. And when that would be not be there, it would be very difficult to see what level is that. And additional, then you have these darker versions to show what is out of the line of sight. And we worked a lot on these colors to come finally to these colors for the hills. And
Yeah.
as any terrain is very unique, and you always have to know what is that, what I'm seeing, where I am, and uh, so that we wanted to make it very clear to the player, so he can easily see what is going on. So not this. We try to have realistic graphics. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would say that your work is not in vain. It's very clear the altitudes, the different heights of everything, and you did it in a way which also looks good. It's always hard to do, both to accomplish form and function at the same time. Now we're kind of coming up at probably at the end of this video, so
Mm,
there's a lot more that we're gonna be able to show, but we'll probably have to put that into the second video.
yeah.
So for those of you who are watching, just know that we'll be back with video number 2. We'll talk a little bit more about. We have to talk a little bit about Gretchen, right? The
Yeah,
AI.
Gretchen, yeah.
We'll also take a look at the. You have a garage mode where you can pit tank against tank in some like a theoretical heads-up battle. I mean, it's just it's a number crunching, but it's just a grognard's dream. We also want to talk a little bit about the scenario editor. So people who are watching this, if you haven't seen any of Joe's videos on his Second Front YouTube channel, first of all, please go check it out. There'll be a video, a link in the video description below. But we'll also be able to cover something about some scenario editor. And I mean, there's just a whole lot of gameplay left. So thanks to everyone for watching this. We'll see you back for video number 2. And Joe and I will stick around and we'll record that right away.
Yeah, okay. Looking forward to it.